The Shady Gray is probably the creepiest level in the Backrooms. Let's talk about it. So the Shady Gray is actually a set of 8 different sub-levels. Each of these levels are stranger than the last one, and they also keep getting progressively unstable as you go through them. And what do I mean by unstable? Well, the laws of reality basically start breaking down the further down these levels you go. You'll see what I mean soon. Also, another thing that all these levels have in common is that they are completely devoid of color, so everything in these levels are either in black, white, or gray. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the first level of the Shady Gray, level 0, pronounced the 0. So level 0 is where you'll end up when you first no-clip into the Shady Gray, which apparently is extremely difficult to do. No exact method of entering the Shady Gray is described in the documentation, but it does have something to do with level 71 of the Backrooms, also known as the Infinite Basement. So level 71 basically is an endless basement, and in the documentation for level 71, under exits, it features some fluctuating text asking you why you want to leave, and also what appears to be thoughts someone is having. And this person whose thoughts are reading appears to be confused as to where they are, and eventually they go on to say that they're fading into nothingness, and the phrase fade into a shade of gray shows up. But anyways, once you end up in level 0 of the Shady Gray, you'll wake up inside a wooden shack. This is a photograph of the shack that someone took. As you can see, everything is in black and white because Shady Gray is devoid of color. There is a sign on the door of the shack which says 0, so that's where the name came from. And also, inside the shack, you'll find a clock. This clock can save your life. I'll get to have in a bit. So the entirety of level 0 is a forest filled with black and white trees, and some of these trees appear to be glitched into each other due to the unstable nature of the Shady Gray. And also, another peculiar aspect of this level is the presence of lakes filled with almond water. Almond water, if you don't know, is a very important resource in the Backrooms. It has the ability to cure injuries and such, so there are lakes of almond water on level 0. But there's a catch. You see, this almond water turns into something known as liquid pain when it's nighttime in level 0. And liquid pain, if you're not familiar with it, is something that will give you a slow, miserable death. It is not something you'd want to consume. And this will even happen if you were to take out some of the almond water and keep it somewhere else. It will still turn into liquid pain, so you cannot use the almond water on this level. So that's basically what level 0 looks like. It's also completely safe during the daytime, but at nighttime, you would not survive 5 minutes on level 0. Here's why. So you see, level 0 has a 12-hour day-night cycle, 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night, and at nighttime, the entire level will be infested with entities and there will be no hope for survival. What makes nighttime especially difficult is that during the nighttime, there will be no light on the level, and even if you were to have a light source with you, like a flashlight, it will not work. You will still be in the dark. The only source of light at night would be the clock in the shack, and that's because the clock will start glowing during nighttime. But here's how it can save your life. You see, every time that clock strikes 12, it will go from night to day or day to night. But there's a problem with the day-night cycle on level 0. You see, the shifting of daytime to nighttime on level 0 is instantaneous. It's like someone turns off the sun as soon as the clock strikes 12. So basically, 1 second it could be daytime, and the next millisecond it could be nighttime. So if you want to stay alive, it's best to leave before the clock strikes 12. And as for the entities that come out at night on level 0, not much is known about them. The only thing that's known for certain is that even though explorers cannot see the entities are fully aware of where the explorers are. It's possible that the entities use echolocation for this purpose. Anyways, point is, you wouldn't want to be stuck on level 0 for this nighttime. So how do you leave the level? Well, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is break off a branch from one of the black and white trees and draw a pentagram on the ground. This will cause you to fall through level 0 into level 1. So now let's move on to level 1. So level 1 is a black and white mansion. When you reach level 1, you'll find yourself in the lobby of this mansion. There will be glitched furniture all around. You should not touch the glitched furniture, because if you do, you will become glitched yourself and you wouldn't want that. But apart from the glitchy furniture, the level is pretty stable. But unlike level 0, level 1 is always dangerous, and this is due to the presence of one singular entity known as the landlord. This apparently is a photograph of the landlord, so when the landlord sees you, it will slowly walk towards you. If you try to run, all the doors and windows behind you will start closing and you'll be trapped. But if you don't run, the landlord will approach you and start talking to you. And eventually, he'll accuse you of trespassing on his property and will make you not alive in some very twisted way. And so far, no one has been able to reason with the landlord. He calls everyone a trespasser and then offs them. But there are ways you can save yourself from the landlord. One such method would be to discharge bullets onto the landlord. But this has proven to be a very temporary fix, because someone did this only to find that the landlord somehow came back to life 15 minutes later. So it seems no matter what you do, the landlord will get you. That is, unless you leave level 1. And how do you do that? Well, that's also pretty easy. All you have to do is break through a door and walk into a room. This will immediately cause you to fall through level 1 into level 2. So level 2 is a little similar to level 0, as in level 2 is also a forest. But the strangest thing about level 2 is that the whole level is covered in snow, despite it being extremely hot on the level. People have even gotten heat stroke on this level, that's how hot it is, but yet the snow is still there. But apart from the extreme heat, there really is no danger on this level. There are entities on this level known as the Fallen Angels. They look human, but they have big black wings, and also they're always seen with some very severe injury, like gunshots and missing limbs. It's like they were victims of some kind of an attack and they're now being forced to live forever in their broken bodies. But despite their scary appearance, the Fallen Angels are actually quite friendly and will even talk to you if you go talk to them. The only thing that will cause a Fallen Angel to attack you is if you mention level 71 or the Infinite Basement to them. There's actually an interview log here between an Explorer and a Fallen Angel. I'll summarize it for you. So the Explorer asks the Fallen Angel what his name is, and he says it's Blasphemorgulus. The angel says it was given this name for his crime, which according to the angel was going to places where he should not have gone. The angel says he cannot go into details because all of them are listening. Then the Explorer asks the angel if it's referring to the Void Basement, another name for level 71. And at this point, the angel starts getting very distressed. The angel tells the Explorer to not take it back to level 71 because that's where it died. The angel goes on to say that it entered the basement and it saw him, referring to some entity in level 71. And this entity turned him into a fallen angel. The angel says it faded and that reality collapsed. Then the angel gets even more distressed, repeating the phrase, "Fade into the shady gray." The angel kept repeating this phrase for almost 30 times and then it tried to attack the Explorer that was interviewing it. So basically this former Explorer possibly ran into some kind of an entity on level 71 which turned him into a fallen angel and sent him to level 2. So I guess if you don't run into this entity and somehow manage to make it to the shady gray through level 71, you will end up in level 0, but if you run into this entity, it will send you to level 2 as a fallen angel. At least that's my interpretation of it. Anyways, point is to not bring up level 71 to a fallen angel. And finally, if you want to leave level 2, all you have to do is ask an angel and it will throw you into level 3.